Hi everyone, welcome to our short video tutorial on SharePoint archiving using StorageEdge. StorageEdge is all about SharePoint storage optimization. As you know, SharePoint is a document-centric product and the number of documents grow very rapidly inside your content database in SQL that it becomes unmanageable. We have discussed blob externalization using RBS to resolve this problem in one of our other tutorials. You can find that on our YouTube channel. Even though externalizing blobs onto a file system resolves many of our problems, but there are other set of problems which are created by this. For medium to large size companies, what you normally do is you keep a very high-end and expensive storage for storing these blobs. And there are terabytes of blobs that require huge such expensive memory. So that exactly increases your storage costs very rapidly. It's always difficult to manage this much data in one location as well. Have you ever wondered how many of your SharePoint documents you actually use? Well, in reality, many of your SharePoint documents are far less frequently used. For example, older versions of the same document. So it's not a wise idea to put all these documents in one expensive store and increase your storage costs consequently. Rather, you should consider moving them to a less expensive storage. So now with StorageEdge, you can do so. StorageEdge provides you with multi-tier archiving, where you can have the most recent and latest content onto the expensive storage, and you can archive out the older documents onto a less expensive storage, for example, cloud. So this is not only going to reduce your storage cost, but also going to cut down on your maintenance cost by splitting the data onto multiple tiers. Now with StorageEdge, you can archive the documents based on document age or the document version. You can filter the blobs using regular expressions, size, and author name. For example, you can say archive my PDF files which are more than 20 megabytes in size and have not been used for the last 90 days. You can schedule and monitor these transfer jobs very easily. And using job throttling, you can optimize on your bandwidth and resource consumption as well. For example, you can run the migration job at full speed during the night hours or at the weekends, but you can choose to completely stop it during your peak time, so not to hurt your application performance in the peak time. Moving the data to cheaper storage like cloud is always compelling, but there are security risks involved, as you know. So for this reason, StorageEdge provides you with encryption strategies that you can apply on your blobs, and your data will stay secure in the cloud. You can also use the compression feature with multi-tier archiving to compress the blobs to save the bandwidth and to optimize on your resource usage. You can specify the blob retention policy to tell each tier what kind of blobs should be kept in that tier and what it should migrate or archive out to the very next tier. Let's see the product in action. So I've got one box with SharePoint 2010 and StorageEdge installed on it. Let's go to the RBS, and I have already enabled it on my content database. Let's say edit. I've already configured one storage tier for you. Let's add another storage tier, and this one I'm going to name as cheaper storage and provide it a name on my network. You can use a cloud as well. This is going to be a shared folder. You can use compression, encryption, the various techniques here, and various other folder structures and file names. You can apply the blob filters from here and specify the blob retention policy also. Let's go with the default options and say OK. We just made another tier, the cheaper storage for us. Now I'm going to go to the first tier and specify the blob retention policy. So I'm going to keep the current version here in this tier and migrate the rest to the next tier. And then I configure the blob transfer job, which will transfer all the blobs based on this retention policy to the next tier. Let's go with the default options here. Keep the current version only here. You can also choose to have the blobs kept here based on the age, the document age, for example 90 days or other than that. I'll go with the current version only for the test case. Since the migration job is scheduled on an hourly based or a daily basis, I'm going to run this migration job now just to demonstrate it to you. Let's go back to the application management and RPS. Then let's view the statistics. So currently I have about 83 documents in the current tier, the NAS storage tier, and 4 documents have been archived out to the cheaper store. So let's see this side where we have multiple versions of the same document. I have actually placed multiple versions for this sample.gif. Let's check the version history. So there are 3, 4, 5 versions of the same document. Some have been deleted also. So these versions have been archived onto the cheaper storage. If I go to the cheaper storage, for example, demo1 / cheaper storage, I guess it's cheaper tier. So, and let's rename this to have .gif extension. Let's open it. It's going to be an image, of course, the sample image. And if you open this sample image right here, this is going to be the same. So we have successfully archived the older version of sample.gif onto our second tier, which is the cheaper storage. That's all about the multi-tier archiving using StorageEdge to reduce your cost. We're going to dive deep into the job throttling with which you can schedule your jobs at various intervals, not to hurt your application performance, for example, the migration job. Stay tuned with us, and we'll discuss that in the next tutorial with StorageEdge.